Hi everyone, welcome to Dialogues at FemTech 360. This is a Fem Innovators podcast and the power of technology in the present era, how it acts as a catalyst between the healthcare providers, the tech community, and the girls and women themselves. So we bring to you a series of programs which will showcase these innovations, and you will know how useful it is whether you're a healthcare provider or the beneficiary as an user of the FemTech, how your world of wellness can change when you get into this space. Today we have here with us one of the leaders in the FemTech industries in India, and we are proud to showcase to you Shantanu Pathak, who is our Make in India product, and he makes many products in India. So congratulations, Shantanu, for entering this space into FemTech. And I want you to connect the dots between what is FemTech, which many will still not know, and who is Shantanu, who has got into this space and why, and what has been the space that you primarily embarked your work with? Because we know that amidst many technological innovations, because in any woman's life, since pregnancy is a very special phase, everybody attacks that phase. Of course, we have a life before and beyond pregnancy, but perhaps that is what attracts the technology guys to first focus on issues related around pregnancy. So how was your thought process? Where, what, when? Go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for being an inspiration to enter into this space. I've been hearing you a lot since my PhD days at IIT Bombay. So just to brief everyone, I'm Shantanu Pathak, founder for Care Mother. I started interest in research in women's health with, of course, one as a research element, but the second very personal element where I lost my father very early, and I was trying to find the reasons, and lack of medical information. Still, I don't know why I lost him, because we don't have enough ecosystem around to figure out what are the issues, and this personal understanding also led me to a point. Because there are certain things during pregnancy, if those are not taken care properly, it has lifelong impact on someone.
Absolutely.
So those learnings actually brought me more interest into pregnancy. But as I learned more about pregnancy, I realized that there is a lot pre-pregnancy and post-pregnancy.
Absolutely.
So the idea of, as you rightly said, the interest of pregnancy for me came from the challenges that a new individual and a new mother gets into because of the issues.
And actually, entire family around that.
Family around that. Because, as you rightly said, that the mother, if not taken care properly, it can affect the whole family. And we realized that there was not much awareness, lack of technology or lack of tools for healthcare providers. So despite of their high motivation, limited infrastructure created those challenges for our healthcare delivery. So honestly, with that understanding, I decided to enter into this space.
So when you get to a thought process, this is the problem I want to solve, because there seems to be a lot of need for that. How does your brain start working on it? Just let us know the inside story.
Well, honestly, it's as a professional or as an individual, honestly, it's a desire, first of all, to address this issue, which then gives the commitment towards it. And then naturally, you start identifying what are the possible ways to solve it. And very important things, which we learn from a lot of healthcare providers like you with your guidance, that whatever we make, is it going to be useful for hospital? Is it going to be useful for in the last mile? Can a mother by herself use it? So that usability angle also attaches, and then the problem becomes more difficult, because building something in lab is very easy, but something that is going to be useful.
Real life.
So honestly, I had to forget the technology first and learn the real issues, and then now the way I have practiced this is first learn the problem in a real way and then go back and solve the technology.
Right.
And that's how it's working. Initially, it was reverse.
Shantanu, when you say this, see, the pregnancy part of it, if it's the first focus, now in the present era, we can no longer say joys of motherhood. We have to say the anxieties of motherhood and parenthood. And I see, and I'm very curious to know more from you about this little device, which is sitting here pretty, and this is an anxiety buster, if I may say.
Absolutely.
So tell us more about this, Shantanu.
Oh, thank you. So basically, when we were focused on pregnancy, we realized that for a lot of first-time mothers and even mothers who are in high risk, even second time or more, uh, in a night suddenly they would wake up and they feel like, oh, fetal movements are not happening. I can't see babies moving.
Yeah.
I can't experience it. And at such point, what help can be given to them? So we came up with the concept of doing this fetal monitoring at home, and not just listening the heart sound, but assuring that it is a clinical grade service that is being offered.
Right.
So this device, along with an app, which is very easy to use, actually works wirelessly with the app. It records the fetal reading for 10 to 20 minutes as per clinical requirement.
The heartbeat trace.
Heartbeat trace. And it gives understanding for the risk areas as well, so that you are warned if there is a complication and you can be assured if it is safe.
So what should be the IQ of the mother if she needs to use this?
And honestly, this was most common question, like whether mothers will be able to use it, because conventionally we have been practicing this test at hospital. The challenge of being used at home was always seen. However, from COVID onwards, which gave us an opportunity to offer remote care, and we in fact did the first thing. We saw that any mother was able to perform at home with basic guideline to use. In the app only we have given some instructions, and they could use at home and send the reports to the doctor.
Right.
Hello everyone, this is Sumaya Taranum here. So during my last stages of pregnancy, that's the 36th week, I had to undergo severe hypertension, that's high blood pressure. So doctor had advised me to monitor my BP and the fetal heartbeat at home. This NSD device has helped me a lot to monitor the baby's heartbeat on a regular basis at home, and it was very convenient and easy to use.
Now, does it have a challenge of usability? Honestly, if you give a guidance, it is as good as somebody is using a wireless headset and connecting with the smartphone.
Right.
If they are able to use it, they can use this one as well.
Excellent. Because as I can see, this is without any strings, no wires attached. Okay, looks like an easy to use device. And if the mother can place it anywhere on her abdomen, it may take us about 2 minutes to teach her how to use this.
Yes.
But the kind of reassurance she gets with this remote monitoring, as you said. So have we used this? What is this called, Shantanu?
So we call it BabyBeat. If mothers are using it at home to hear the baby's beat, so we just simply call it BabyBeat. And mothers, so that's another emotional and very attractive part, is hearing the fetal heart sound or the baby's heart sound at home at your comfort, and also letting your family to hear it, because one is clinical assurance, second is the joy. Yeah. Because we do want to associate pregnancy with this all joyful moments as well.
So let me tell you what we do with the BabyBeat at our hospital. Suppose you come to us, you have had a pregnancy with IVF maybe, or you are one of those highly strung, anxious person. Every other day you think, oh, my baby is not moving, let me rush to the doctor and then have it. Or unfortunately, you've got your sugars very high or BP very high, which is not an uncommon thing in today's era. Then all that I've got to tell you is, I need to see your baby's heartbeat trace at least twice a week, especially in the last about 6 weeks of your pregnancy.
And that's the clinical guideline, right?
Yes. But I don't want you to travel miles together to come here. Take this home, easy to use. Download the app, place it on your abdomen.
Yes.
Click the on button do it every alternate day. Send me the report by Bluetooth. I'll give you a thumbs up if all okay. Otherwise, I'll call you back because I need to see you again. Is it as simple as that?
Absolutely. I mean, you have experienced in your facility. In fact, we did a publication also around it, which further give the credibility of the
Right.
device and from trust perspective. I'm sure there must be a lot of use cases who found this extremely useful. Uh, in fact, I'm 1 year old father, so me and my wife we used it regularly. So that's another assurance. Like I'm the user, even if I'm a maker, but I'm also user now. And we did find
What did she
this.
do? She got up in the middle of the night. Shantanu, give me the BabyBeat. I have to hear this.
Yeah, so she
Yes?
would like come from the office. We are going to do BabyBeat together. So it became a verb
Okay.
in our family. Like let's do BabyBeat, and we would use it at home. And then we sent that audio file which we give with the app to our family members also.
Right.
And that way, this is one thing for some families who are involved. There are also issues where a pregnant mother feels that my husband is not involved enough. Now, this is the device which brings them together.
Right.
Because we have seen commonly that when somebody is doing BabyBeat, it's not just the mother who does it. It's usually that couple who does it together. So it's also that another.
Yeah, it's an interesting engagement of the sorts and very, very reassuring indeed. So it is a fantastic device because we at the Vakas Specialty Hospital are completely hooked on to the FemTech, and we call it FemTech 360. So any new device in the space of the FemTech, which is technology to be used for the healthcare for girls and women, we may jump at validating it, using it, experimenting with this, trying to help the last mile reach for the women out there who are immensely using the technology for every other sphere in their life. If it is online shopping, jewelry, cosmetics, make my trip, book my show, everything happens online, and why not some things technology based for the healthcare as well. So this is a wonderful boon that you have given us as clinicians, and it is for pan-India expansion now.
Yes.
Because every clinician who has this real life problem of wanting to see the patient again and again because they are worried about the risk this baby may have, but it is not logistically possible or feasible for the patient to travel and come back and forth. Could you still be a touch point with devices like this? And I think it's a fantastic Make in India innovation which has come to our rescue in cases of high risk. But one word of caution. Can this perform as good as the regular machines that we were using? Big, bulky machines in our settings, which are also expensive, and it needs special training to use, and it's not as if patient can take it home and use it with ease. So how does it compare, and has there been any validation? Can it go wrong? Because of course human error is to be accepted, but
Agreed.
machine.
And that was in fact one of the largest challenge, that we are removing the device from the hospital and taking it at home. So it has of course two barriers: one from acceptance perspective, second clinical performance perspective. And from the reliability and accuracy perspective, or the credibility perspective, we have to do clinical studies. And we were fortunate for you to agree on doing that study even before offering it to the market or even to the patients. So that study we did particularly focused on gestational diabetes patient, which got published in the Asian Journal. So one of the reputed journal accepted that study and demonstrated that it actually helped women with certain conditions, and it avoided them to come to facility when they were having these risk conditions. So it helped in a way. So it established.
Because we as clinicians believe that every pregnancy, every mother, every baby needs monitoring, right? So there are a few subsets of cases which definitely need a thorough monitoring more frequently than even once a week or once in 2 weeks or once in a month. And those high-risk cases are escalating by the minute in today's the far and few between pregnancies that women wish to have. So this is a really, really important thing, and we do hope that in future, with the usage of this device growing And we as healthcare providers being more and more initiated and taking up to these devices with ease and helping our women, whether urban or rural. What does your mind say about what could the future of technologies be with this AI and so many things coming? It's almost a threat as if it will replace us, but I think the human wisdom, putting all the information available through technology together on the table, has to take the final wise decision, if I may say. So it's not as if we are threatened that it will bypass us, but it will definitely encourage us to use more and more of these for the advantages, clear advantages that it offers. So how do you see the future of this?
I think we are at the right time now, because AI and a lot of other technologies were being talked.
Yeah.
Now we are experiencing them.
Sure.
You know, because at least last 1 decade different efforts were put in, and we are at that point where technology has started delivering the benefits. And one such example we talked about on the fetal monitoring at home. However, I'm hopeful, and I'm also seeing a lot of good things on the way. Say, for example, AI giving you a better understanding of the report, which was, you got from the laboratory. With mapping your personalized condition.
Yes.
Because general report, which talks about the ranges, but what does it mean for me as an individual?
Absolutely.
And it can also help healthcare provider to gather that information using AI and tell patient about very specific needs. Say, for example, dietary changes or even following some monitoring pattern for that individual.
Yes.
So AI will go to that personalized level, and I'm sure that patients will like it when doctor talk about, okay, these are general reports, but let me tell you about you.
What
And that's about using the technology in a right way for making that healthcare provision more personalized.
So that's the point I'll take from you, because any patient who says, yes, doctor, I'm the one who is having high sugars in pregnancy, what's there in FemTech for me? Then I can tell her, yes, your remote monitoring of glucose because you have high sugars, your diet advice and nutrition, and repeated monitoring of the baby's movements, especially towards the end of pregnancy with the BabyBeat. These are revolving around how the FemTech can come to her rescue, even inclusive of the mental stress that this patient may have and the anonymous and confidential way in which the apps can have the back-end counselors counseling her, and she can take this advice from wherever she is.
You brought a fantastic point here, because something that evolved from the technology and both from wearables that most of the people, women smartwatch, then there's AI or machine learning, which is learning this data in such a strong way and more reliable way now than before. It can help you to track your activity, your mental health, and help you to understand that in a particular phase of your pregnancy or treatment as a whole women health approach, where you should manage your stress effectively. It can give guidance to the doctors or healthcare providers that this individual may not adhere effectively to the treatment because of this health issue.
Yes.
So a lot of interesting things happening actually globally on using wearables and AI for delivering more personalized care. So again, I'm coming back to the same thing. It is actually addressing the issue, what is in for me, and healthcare providers can make that practice more personalized to every individual using the technology.
So if you see the two spaces, the consumers out there seem to be really, really ready, and there's a huge demand for asking, what's there in it for me? Can you give me something personalized, tailor-made kind of an advice, where the market and the targets are huge out there? How do you see the healthcare providers are responding to this as of now? Frank opinion, honest, be honest.
So we have mixed responses. We have some young doctors like you who are full of energy and want to experiment, test it out, because you're like, when we have our ethics in place, we know how to use it in a best manner.
Absolutely.
Some people are concerned. They do not necessarily have bad experience, but they can think if it is used in a wrong way, then what happens? So if technology protects that element, I think there will be more and more providers who would
really
believe
correct.
in it.
Yes.
And as long as we can create good examples, what we did in COVID with self-fetal monitoring, or we can do in such critical situations, which helped patients out there. I think that was the best experiences many of the doctors have or they are having with technology. So with more good cases, the adoption will increase, and I'm definitely hopeful.
So, yes, so we end with this note of hope, and we would truly say your health is in your hands because the devices are smart and they guide you for so many things around wellness right across the 360 degrees, and therefore it's FemTech 360. Shantanu will come back to us within a couple of weeks or months with more thoughts, more innovations which are in the pipeline.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is a closed space for now, but we will open it up for our audience the first thing when something new, exciting, and useful happens in the market. But in the next episode, we are going to bring to you, in connect with what we have spoken today, with the innovator, who are the people who are actually using this. So the use cases, or some of you who would have already used it, visiting us at our clinical setting, will tell their stories about how wonderful this device was and what benefit they got from the same. So until then, we wish you a good day and state of wellness, both physical and mental, for all times in your life course. This is Dr. Hema Divakar, the CEO and Chairman of Artis, and leading the FemTech revolution in our own country, signing off for this episode on Dialogues at FemTech 360. Thank you. Welcoming you to the world of FemTech 360. Right round your life cycle or the life course, every girl, every woman is now empowered with the access to affordable healthcare with awareness and understanding of how to prevent illness and promote wellness. We bring you a series of dialogues at FemTech 360 with the leading FemTech innovators in our own country and the patient experience shared for how they have used this technology to better their health to get to the best they could be. So we invite you to subscribe to FemTech 360, the dialogues with Fem Innovators.